welcome to Menu Talk with Pat and Brett. I'm your host for this week, Brett Thorne, Senior Food and Beverage Editor of Nation's Restaurant News and Restaurant Hospitality. Pat Kobe, Senior Menu Editor of Restaurant Business, will be hosting next time. Our guest for this episode is Tishon Glass, chef of True Laurel, a cocktail bar in San Francisco's Mission District. Like many San Francisco restaurants, True Laurel has a farm-to-table approach to cooking, something Glass learned cooking at fine dining Bay Area restaurants including Saison and Ernest. True Laurel, being a bar, is considerably more casual. A staple on the menu is the patty melt, and another is a plate covering chicken katsu that's great for social media. And there are also fried maitake mushrooms that are simply fun to eat. Glass is originally from St. Augustine, Florida, and he got his start in professional kitchens working for Meals on Wheels, where he learned valuable lessons about high-volume cooking, made for off-premise dining, and working on a tight budget. But now he's having fun surprising customers with just how good bar food can be. After our interview, Glass told me this was his first recorded interview, so you're in for a one-of-a-kind treat as you listen, which you're about to do now, because here is Tishon Glass. How you doing, Tishon Glass?
I'm pretty good. Can't complain.
Well, it's a start. You've been in San Francisco for a while, right?
Yeah, it's going on 8 years this year, so pretty long. I made it my home.
Well done. And you worked at some fancy restaurants in
Yes, sir.
Go at Saison and some others. And now you are at True Laurel, which is I ate there recently. Actually, I didn't eat there. I drank there. I had a couple of cocktails
Yes, sir.
with a friend when I was in the area, and it doesn't come across as fancy. It comes across as like really well thought out.
Yes,
Like
sir.
all of the cocktails are really smart, and I assume the food is too. But maybe you can tell me and our audience about what kind of food you make.
I like to keep it like farm to table. You know, we're always going to the farmers markets, just seeing what we can use for the season and everything, and that's pretty much my style of cooking. You know, and as you see, my background is a little fine dining, so I like to bring a little of that to the bar scenes also. So.
And True Laurel, it is mostly a bar, right? It sure felt
Yes,
like
sir. It's mostly a bar.
And so what's that like, being the chef, when like people are coming in probably mostly for the cocktails?
It's good because some people get they get surprised by how good the food is, you know. So it's like it's a good feeling in my opinion. You know, it's not really hard. It's a great feeling.
Well, in a way, is it kind of nice? Because I mean, you're a chef, so you probably like pressure anyway.
Yes,
'Cause you
sir.
mentioned into that. But when the expectations are, I'm coming in here for a drink and I'm going to have some food, does that kind of help them relax a little bit so that like they don't get quite as fussy about the food that you send out?
I think so. I really think so. It's not that difficult for it, you know.
So what kind of food, like what are some examples of some dishes that you serve?
So right now, like the main dishes at True Laurel are the patty melt. That's like the staple. We have some crispy mushrooms, hen of the woods, and they're like phenomenal also. And that's when we bring in my style. After that, we have a huge katsu, you know, for like parties. It's pretty big. We have a fried chicken katsu, and we put like a Caesar salad on top. People love this dish, and it's like one of those that if you come with a party, you want to enjoy some drinks with it. You know, it's a good bite for you to share. You know, so every time like if I'm running food, I have the pleasure of running food also there, and like I'll bring it to the table, and the first thing a guest says is, "Wow, that's huge." So it's kind of, and you see him pull the phone out, so that's like a nice pleasure for me.
Yeah, I took pictures of the spot and of me drinking something, a martini that had a laurel leaf in it as the garnish. So
Hey, Laurel, yeah,
yeah,
it's really
so,
good.
yes, that was a delicious cocktail, and you know, it's on brand. You got a laurel leaf in there.
Yes, sir.
Um, how did you get interested in cooking to begin with?
I always feel like I'm sounding crazy when I say it, but it's just something that it was in my soul since I was a young man. You know, I always wanted to be a chef and own my own restaurant. So I just kept on working at it, you know. And I also had my family. I come from a line of good cooks, you know, and they had a big influence on my life and really showed me the ins and outs of everything.
So, what kind of food did you grow up on?
Southern food. You know, I don't want to put Florida and Southern food in the same category because Florida food we eat a lot of seafood down there, so that's pretty much what I grew up on.
Yeah, but I mean, you're in St. Augustine, which is
Yes, sir.
the northern part of the Florida, so it's the South.
Yes, sir.
And
Yes, sir.
I mean, Low Country food, Gullah Geechee food also has a lot of seafood. So, is
Yes,
it
sir.
kind of similar to that?
Yes, sir. It's kind of similar. A lot of people will say it reminds them of New Orleans. If I would have to explain that, so it's kind of same in that
But you came
category.
from. It sounds like your family, they were good home cooks, right?
Yes, sir.
But not they didn't really work in restaurants, or did they?
Nobody never really worked in restaurants,
So,
so.
and did you start working in restaurants in St. Augustine?
At the age of 14, I started working at Meals on Wheels. I was doing Meals on Wheels at 14,
Oh,
15. Yeah, so that was my first taste of like a mini kitchen, some sort of kitchen. Then I started off as a dishwasher at a restaurant named The Ice Plant, and the rest is history after that. So
well, working at Meals on Wheels, that's interesting because I'm sure like your budget is quite limited.
yes, sir.
Uh, and how does it work? Does it work like a food bank where people donate and you make food out of that, or do you have like a budget and you guys buy stuff? How does that work?
They had a budget. They would buy stuff, and like we would just we had a chef that cooked the meals beforehand, but we would have to package everything at a certain time so it will be able to be delivered to everyone.
That's interesting. So that you learned about the logistics
Yes,
of
sir.
high volume dining,
Exactly.
doing
Yes.
it as part of a charitable organization. So
Yes, sir.
that's cool. And of course, takeout delivery has become so important now
Now
that
nowadays it is. It's huge now.
right. So learning how to pack things up actually you didn't know how useful it would be.
Right. Exactly.
And then it's a long way from St. Augustine to San Francisco. So what brought you to the Bay Area?
So I'll backtrack a little bit. So after I worked at the ice plant, I was there for like 3 years. I went to culinary school in Miami, and that's where I got a job working for Jose Andres. Andres, yeah, I had a pleasure to open up one of his restaurants also, and it's crazy because I had a chef there. He would always tell me you need to work in a Michelin restaurant, and you'll be an awesome chef. And I was like, I think I might do that, you know? So after that, I sent my resume out to every place in America with Michelin stars. And the most, I got calls back from San Francisco, Quince, and Saison.
Hmm.
Staged at Saison and got the job and moved my way to San Francisco.
That was pretty gutsy of you. Like you just picked up your bags. I mean, you had a
And
job, but still.
yeah, I had a job. I came to San Francisco with $127 in my pocket with two bags and just a dream to being a major chef, you know. And it was hard. It was definitely hard for me to like adjust being from a small town. Like St. Augustine is probably 5 years behind San Francisco in a lot of things. So it was a lot of culture shock and just a lot of grind and coming here.
How long were you at Saison?
Saison, I was there a year and a half. Then I opened up Angler, helped open up Angler also. So
An
that was
angler.
like 3 years total. Yes, sir.
Angler is a seafood restaurant. Sounds like.
Yes, sir. It's the Saison sister restaurant.
Okay.
So, and it's a seafood restaurant. So it definitely had a lot of influence on me also.
And then what you went right from there to True Laurel?
No, so I went to a restaurant named Ernest in San Francisco also.
Oh yeah, it says that here in your bio. Okay.
Yes, sir. I worked there for about probably like 2.5 years. And it's crazy because I was supposed to be hired at True Laurel probably 3 years ago now. And then I got a little cold feet. Not even gonna lie to you. A little cold feet. I wasn't prepared. Took some time to prepare myself and the door was still open for me. So I walked right in and accepted
So,
everything.
so why did you have cold feet?
As a young chef, doubt. I wasn't prepared. I felt like I wasn't prepared for it. I didn't want to fail, but you never know unless you try.
Right. Right. So you didn't know that whether you were ready to run a kitchen. So
Exactly.
you took another year and a half or
Yes,
something.
sir. Yes, sir.
Makes sense. Well, and I was wondering about uh you need a certain amount of self-esteem and guts to like leave St. Augustine,
Mhm.
pretty much the only place you'd ever known. You went to cooking school in Miami, but
Yes, sir.
then you got up and you went to San Francisco. How do you have advice for how to help others to like develop that kind of confidence?
Determination, don't let no one tell you what you can and can't do, A lot of people told me, you won't last out there. You probably won't last there over 3 years, and it's been 8 years since I've been here,
You
So
did it.
yeah, it's a lot of determination and don't really doubt yourself at the end of the day.
Can that be hard? I mean, San Francisco is a very white and rather Asian city. So,
Yeah.
you got, black people and other minorities outside San Francisco in
Yes,
Oakland and
sir.
elsewhere in the Bay Area, but San Francisco, not so much. Was that kind of, I don't know, startling or challenging to you?
I wouldn't say for white people, but it was just like I didn't where I'm from it's not a lot of ethnicity. So seeing everyone else here, it was definitely a shock to me. I was like, oh man, I didn't know like we had a lot of people like that out here. So
What was it like walking into True Laurel and now, okay, here's your kitchen, you're in charge? Well, first of all, how did you meet the True Laurel people? And then what was it like?
so I met them 3 years ago. I
Oh,
applied. They had a executive chef, well, a CDC job opening back then. And I did a stage for them for like 3 days and it was pretty cool meeting them and everything.
so they just you applied for a job and you
Yes, sir.
staged,
I applied for a job.
and then they said you got the job, and you said no, I am
Yeah,
not.
that was like they was like we should do another stage and everything. And I was like, I don't know about it. I don't think I'm ready right now, chef. I'll circle back. That's why it's important not to burn any bridges. That's something else I learned in this
That's a
life.
good point. You didn't say screw you, I don't want your dumb job. You
Exactly.
politely said I'm not ready, and then you decided you were ready. The job was still open.
Yeah,
Uh,
so it was open. They opened it up back this year. So I guess there's CDC left this year, 2025.
uh-huh.
Oh yeah. And I was looking for a job, wanted a job, and it was a familiar spot. And I felt like I already wanted to work there back then, but I wasn't ready. So circle back around. Let me see how this goes this time.
And so what was that like then? You were all of a sudden in charge of your own kitchen for the first time, right?
It's second time.
Oh, okay.
I opened up a restaurant in San Francisco named Bondelier earlier this
Oh,
year. Also, it was a French restaurant.
okay.
So I had got my dipped my toe in there also, and it was pretty good. And it was a little tougher than I expected. And as a first time CDC, you don't know what you're walking into. You never know when you're opening up a restaurant. And yeah, I learned from every mistake I made there. Learned from everything I did do good, and just took it with me.
So, can you think of a couple of valuable lessons that you got at Bandolier?
Well, there are a couple lessons I've learned. Accept help. As a young chef, we always feel like we can do everything ourselves and we could take on every project there is, but most of the time it doesn't it feels good to take help from everyone. It take a village in most situations, in my opinion.
Yeah, a restaurant cannot be run. Certainly, a kitchen can't be run by just one person.
Exactly. It can't. A team is important in every kitchen.
And so I'm guessing that helped you once you got to True Laurel.
Oh yeah, it definitely helped me a lot. I took everything like I stepped into a great situation. I have two great sous chefs, and they was just from day one. They were a big help to me. And they was excited to have me, and that just gave me a lot of confidence in this.
That's and confidence obviously is very important.
Yes, very important.
As I guess is a little bit of humility also, which being able to accept help.
Yeah, yeah, you could say that a little bit prideful when you feeling like, oh, I'm the man. I got this. I don't need the help. So a little prideful, but then again, you're like, oh, this is easier when I got a little help on my hands.
Well, and maybe it requires a certain amount of confidence to ask for help, to know that like you're not showing weakness or anything. You're just asking for help because it's more than a one-person job.
Exactly, exactly.
So we talked about the patty melt
Yes,
with the hen of the woods mushrooms. Did I get that
yes,
right?
sir. Yes,
And you
sir.
got the
Maitake
katsu,
mushrooms, ten of the woods. So the same.
same thing, yes.
Yes, sir.
And the chicken katsu with a Caesar salad on top,
Hmm.
big for large groups, or I guess one extremely hungry individual.
Yes,
Um,
sir.
what are some other dishes that you like at your restaurant?
So we have like these bar nuts. They're really, really good. It's like sweet and tangy. And it's fried to perfection. It's really good.
What are in the bar nuts that make them so good?
We use sugar, salt, and Meyer lemons. And right now the Meyer lemons are phenomenal. So you just get that really great aroma from the Meyer lemons that taste make the peanuts just go to another level.
So you add salt and sugar and fry it up, and then finish it maybe with Meyer
Finish
lemon.
it. Yes, sir. I finish it. We finish it with Meyer lemon zest and a little bit citric acid. To
Oh
make it,
yeah, sure.
yeah. So
Balance out the
yes,
acidity
sir.
and so on.
Yes, sir.
And what else was there? Another item you were thinking of?
Another item. My mind is a little. We have right now. We have like a hash brown. The menu is always rotating. Throughout the season. So we brought this Chef David's old hash brown recipe and kind of made it a little fancy McDonald's hash brown, if you wanted to say. Like we had a little caviar on top, smoked trout roll,
Mm,
egg yolk, and Sylph egg whites, and it's pretty great. It's really good.
that sounds delicious.
Hmm.
And when I was there, now I remember somebody I think ordered onion rings, and they smelled really good.
Onion ring. It probably was the mushrooms.
Oh, really? It just
Yes,
smelled
sir.
like onion, so
Yes,
it
sir.
smelled
Yes,
all
sir. It's
oniony,
the
and it was
mushrooms.
fried. It looked great.
Yes, sir. Exactly. It's definitely the mushrooms. It's like you want to have a mushroom unless you try those mushrooms. It's like perfect.
So what are they like?
Crispy. Yeah, just like they never they never lose the crisp. So you can be at the bar for two 2 hours and they'll still be as crispy as they came out to you.
Wow, is there a trick to doing that? How do you make that happen?
Yeah, it's a secret recipe that
Okay,
Chef David brought along with him.
that's cool.
Yes, sir.
And so it's a bar. True Laurel is a bar
Yes, sir.
with delicious farm to table food. Do you work with the mixologists or bartenders to like develop food that goes with the drinks or anything like that?
Yes, sir. I work with Nico, the co-owner.
Hmm.
He has a phenomenal mind. He's always pushing me to go for it and just bringing me great ideas with different different foods.
So
Mhm.
not necessarily to go with the cocktails, but just good food.
Yeah, because he's like a mad scientist when it comes to certain stuff. So we always having like fermented things storage at a restaurant, and he's always been coming to me like, "Hey, I got this. You should try this." And I'm like, "Oh man, it's pretty good. It's pretty good." So And most of the stuff is used in our drinks, so it's a nice compliment to everything.
I see. So he'll find something and it will go in the cocktails, and you can also put it in the food,
Yes,
and then they
sir.
taste it together, and
Exactly.
also you keep from complicating operations too much because you don't have to
Yes,
bring in
sir.
that many ingredients.
Yes, sir. Recently, we did a pop up in New York where we used a lot of fermented things that we had in the lab, and one of the items that he brought to my attention was fermented honey, and we used it for our pancakes. We did a pancakes and quail, and it was very, very good. A compliment to the quail.
What does honey taste like when you ferment it?
A little boozy. You know, it tastes like a sweet, boozy beer. If I had to say something,
I want that on quail. That sounds great.
yeah, it is. It's really great.
And you said you're changing up the menu. Is that right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So do you know yet what some of the new things are going to be?
So I just changed our crudo. I'm doing a tuna crudo with brown butter and ponzu sauce, and it's like the brown butter and ponzu just is really good.
Yeah, I would think the brown butter would, bring in kind of a nuttiness and a
Yes,
richness.
sir. A great nuttiness. So that's pretty much everything that's going on now.
Sounds good. And I'm sure that you're planning on more stuff coming up, but it might not all
Yeah, I
a
got a
little.
lot of plans coming up. I'm expecting a child soon.
Oh, great.
Yeah, so like in the next 2 weeks, maybe today. You know, I don't know. So it
Oh,
might be.
congratulations.
Yes, sir.
And this is your first child?
Yes, sir. It's my first.
Well, congratulations. That's
Thank you.
exciting.
Thank you. Yes, sir.
And we've been talking enough, so I'm going to let you get to it. Go back to becoming a father and running the kitchen at True Laurel.